So now we're going to be talking about Into the Pit, the new game that's coming out by Mega Cat Studios. We just got the trailer, another trailer, a couple like last week, and it looks amazing. It looks so good. How has it been working on the game based on a Fazbear Fright story?
It's definitely been a unique experience. You know, I first started talking to Meg. I mean, it's been years and years since that game has been in development, and originally it was just supposed to be a little novelty one-off. It's like, oh yeah, here's this little company that makes 16-bit cartridges, and that was immediately appealing to me because I'm all about the Super Nintendo. And so if I could make something that would come on the Super Nintendo cartridge, you know, sign me up. That was the most exciting thing, the most exciting product I'd ever worked on. It was still just supposed to be a novelty, but as the development went on, everybody was looking at it thinking, this looks pretty good. This actually looks really good. And so they just kept on going with it. They could have stopped a lot sooner, and they could have stopped with just a little simple novelty game, but they just kept going. And I kept looking at thinking, yeah, keep going. And they kept going, and I would keep looking at it. And it just turned into this big, full-fledged, full-sized game. So we obviously decided to venture away from strictly the cartridges, so that everybody can be able to play it on Steam and everything. But it's really unique. It's just a really, really unique game, and I do love that it really gets into just this really gritty these kind of gritty graphics that I haven't seen since the late 90s, whenever you had those point and click type adventures and you had that real kind of that pixelated art style that can be really creepy at times. I don't know. It's going to be a really unique experience, and I think that everyone's going to really be excited about it. I really do.
Awesome.
Oswald wishes his town and his life weren't so boring. That all changes when he explores the ball pit in a rundown pizzeria and finds himself back in the 80s. Oswald, a curious boy, is dropped off every day by his father at Jeff's Pizza during the summer holidays. His father has to work to earn money, so he lets Oswald spend his days eating pizza and keeping himself busy as best he can in this somewhat sad and neglected place. One day, while exploring the place for the umpteenth time, Oswald notices something strange, which confirms rumors he heard about it, an old dusty ball pit hidden in a corner of the pizzeria. Intrigued, he decides to dive in, but when he comes out on the other side, everything has changed. He finds himself in a place that is both familiar and unfamiliar. A new pizzeria seems to have taken the place of Jeff's Pizza. People he's never seen before are there, animatronics called Freddy, Bonnie and Chica. Looking around, he discovers that the place is called Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, a place where fantasy and fun come to life. Soon, Oswald meets two boys, Mike and Chip, who seem to know the place well. They suggest they play arcade games together, play tag, and then play hide and seek. During the game, Oswald finds a perfect place to hide a dusty and abandoned old animatronic suit, thinking that they would never find him in that suit. However, as he holds his breath, he sees Mike slipping into a vent nearby. Moments later, Chip discovers Mike, and the two boys leave the room, leaving Oswald alone in his strange hiding place. That's when everything changes. A disturbing yellow rabbit named Spring Bonnie appears in front of Oswald. Terrified, he holds his breath, hoping that the monster won't notice him. Finally, Spring Bonnie moves away, and a heavy silence fills the room. But this calm is quickly broken by piercing cries. Oswald, still hidden, hears panicked screams that echo throughout the pizzeria. He understands that something terrible is happening. Children, in tears, start to flee the pizzeria, and Oswald, petrified, decides to leave his hiding place to understand what is happening. While exploring the place, Oswald comes across an uncovered door. Behind this door, he sees Spring Bonnie, who gives him a disturbing smile and invites him to follow her. Despite the fear that twists his stomach, Oswald, driven by a morbid curiosity, obeys and enters the room. Inside, the horror is at its height. In front of him, 5 children lie, lifeless. Oswald realizes with horror that he has fallen into a trap. Spring Bonnie, her malevolent gaze, turns towards him, ready to make him her next victim. Panicked, Oswald flees, running at full speed to escape the monster. He manages to find the ball pit, and without thinking, he throws himself into it. When he comes out, he gets back to the Jeff's Pizza he knows, the soulless pizzeria. But this time, Oswald knows that he has narrowly escaped a very real nightmare. His dad has been looking for him since this time. He came closer to the pit while yelling to his son, and then Oswald tried to put him back from the yellow rabbit. He did it. But when he showed up, he didn't recognize him. He was someone else. This thing was not his father. Oswald's father and the children of the past may not survive if you don't save them. Oswald will try, coming back night after night looking for his father. Eventually he will discover kids that got injured by the incident. As he will try to help them every night, the trace of his father will appear little by little. In this game, true endings are completed by Fazbear Fright's minigames and arcade machines. The first minigame is Fetch. You unlock it after using about 100 tickets to the batch machine. After you gather all the balloons required, a path will be unlocked and you'll be able to see Fetch leading to a jump scare. The second minigame is called To Be Beautiful. We play Eleanor, who will grant a wish to Sarah. In the book, Sarah is asking Eleanor to make her become what she ever wanted. Then the animatronic slowly amputated and sliced away all of Sarah's limbs and organs, slowly replacing her with scrap metal. The pendant caused Sarah to hallucinate that she had the perfect body. Made of remnant, it appears as it helps to change the shape and face of his host. When Sarah makes the necklace fall, she loses the transformation and discovers the hoax. She is then abandoned by Eleanor and keeps the necklace. The third minigame is about Balloon Boy, who has to collect 5 birthday hats. But if you are going out of the barrier, after walking you'll see Purple Guy letting the final hat fall in a void. Finally, the fourth minigame is made of the story of Millie in Count the Ways, where you get it by clicking 83 times, which is obviously a reference to the bite of 83. You will get the true ending after collecting the photo of which seems to be Afton and Henry. The photo is led astray by the girl when you rescue her. When Spring Bonnie takes the photo, he stops and takes a brief glance. He recognized it. Then pursue you into the pit. You will then unlock new credits scene. Well, I found this comment saying that the game isn't canon, that it doesn't match with the games, but actually you'll see references between them. It is shown by the exotic butter and Minerenas from Sister Location. Occasionally, the poster of Zendrillix near Oswald's closet will be replaced with a poster of the Twisted One's cover. Oswald's bedroom has a caterpillar toy robot, and a toy telephone, just like the Five Nights at Freddy's 4-bedroom. A picture hanging on the wall bears an eerie resemblance to the photo of William and Henry in the Silver Eyes graphic novel. We can also see an orange plane of Mike's brother Garrett in the film. And on the arcade machines we learned that the best scores are made by someone called GGY. But wait, why does this all appear in the same place? What if this all was not real? As I said earlier, by using remnants, animatronics are able to make you see things that are not real. A theory that is accepted by the community implies that the crying child wouldn't see nightmares, but fake animatronics created from scratch.
It's that last line, however, that goes from an oddball to completely spot on. I am the fearful reflection of what you have created. At first, we all assume that this is Nightmarian saying that they are.
This dispositif is proved to exist since Sister Location with the module in the hatch, where Circus Baby uses it to guide us to the scooping room.
5. Good. A hatch should have opened. Take the card that you find inside. Now you must turn back. Go forward. Stop. Go forward and left. Keep going.
Warning, you've entered a highly dangerous area. Entering this side of the room is strictly prohibited by unauthorized personnel.
We find it again in Security Breach Ruin, when a staff bot gives us a mask that injects a module, so even if we take off the mask, we can still see Helpy because of our impaired vision.
Wrong! It's actually a virtual augmented neural network integration unit. I just put a chip in your brain.
What? Why? Who are you?
I'm Helpy. I'm helping.
I have you now!
I'm just gonna keep this off.
I'm still in your brain.
In the game, the beast could have put us like those one. I have reasons to believe that this game is all Oswald vision. In this game you aren't here to save the 5 children from the past, because you can't. This is not real, and what happened is already done. There is no way to save them.
This is your fault.